Perfect. 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 Perfect.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl.
Yeah. You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
What's going on, family? How y'all doing, man? What's good with the family, man? Welcome to another installment, man, of the Sports Coma. Good to see the beautiful black and gold family members chiming in the live stream on this one. Who that to you? Good to see you on the live chat, family. Coming to you a little later today. Very busy day for me. Had a lot of work to do to catch up on, but we here though. You know, we here, and like we said, we working. We working. So just to let the family members know who that to the beautiful black and gold family members in the live stream, please smash your paw on the like button as soon as you enter the show. It helps us out a lot. So much love to the black and gold family members on this one. We're going to talk about, we're going to cover some Saints news and notes on today. We're going to go over a few things. I'm going to try not to keep you that long on today's show, family, as we will come back on Friday and give you an expanded show. Not too of a long show, but we're going to come back on Friday as well. And then, of course, Saturday Saints Talk will probably be the last Saturday Saints Talk until we, alter it and switch it around a bit, being the football season is here. We did that during the off season because of obvious reasons, but, we also have a TSC virtual tailgate, which I think you guys are like equally as much as the Saturday Saints Talk broadcast. And we'll be doing that on Sunday mornings, and it'll be maybe about 2 hour show before the game. And of course, Friday, tomorrow will be our expanded show, which we'll talk about and preview the game. So Fridays will usually be our preview day. Saturdays we'll do something else, and Sundays in the morning it'll be what we call TSC virtual tailgate, which will allow the family members to show. I know y'all gonna be throwing down in the kitchen, and so be a part of the family members. You know, you feel free. We'll have it set up where you could be able to show what you're cooking on. The family members watching the game live on air before the game. So I think a lot of people will like the TSC virtual tailgate, followed by the TSC post game report that'll cover the recap how the Saints will beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 28-17. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Who that to the Black and Gold faithful? GM Kev in the building. Mock D Divine, good to see you in the building as well, bro. Who that to you? Welcome to the live stream family. Good to see you. And to all the family members that are new to the Sports Coma, please feel free to subscribe and join the Great Saint Think Tank today and be a part of some of the most passionate fans in the Black and Gold Nation, man. Seriously. And Tori Shepard Sr., what up, Tori? Good to see you in the chat. Brandon Cormier, who that to you as well, family. Good to see you in the chat. Ferg 318, who that to you as well. Who else we got there as well? 985 Live in the building. Good to see you, 985 Live. Who that to your family? Your boy Cuts at G Cuts. Who that to your family? Good to see you in the live stream as well. Okula McGee. What up, Okula? Good to see you as well. Who that to you? Drew Goddamn Breeze. Who that to your fam? Tro Blewett. Who that to you? Brother Jerry Poor. Who that to you as well? Big ups to your family. Tramal Kellop. Who that to you? B Jizzle. Who that to your family? Good to see you in the chat as well. Cheryl, what up, Cheryl? Who that, baby? At hashtag Who That for Life. Good to see Cheryl in the chat as well. Big ups to you, Cheryl. Brian Pearson, what up, Brian? Who that to your family? Good to see you in there as well. And all of the rest of the family members. Brother William Dickerson going on as well. Who that to you, Brother Will? Please smash upon the like button, family, as we'll roll this one in. Like I said, I'm not going to try to keep you guys too long on tonight's show. I know it's a lot going on in the sports world. Kenyatta Lavender, who that to you? Good to see you in the family chat. And if anybody's watching the Sports Coma who hadn't hit the chat up, give me a who that, and I'll give you a who that right back. That's how we do. We believe in recognition here at the Sports Coma. And without y'all guys being here, it'll be a lonely conversation. Let me tell you what. I'll tell you what, it'd be very lonely without you guys. So it's good to see the family members in the building as well. And before we get going, I'd like to give a shout out, man, to one of our favorite Great Saint Think Tank, Who That Nation, Sport Coma family members is Scoob Do It Too. Scoob is, everybody knows Scoob. He's a downhard black and gold man, and he had a passing. His mother passed away, and they are having a difficult time. So as you can imagine, so I checked on him earlier today just to give him, just to check on him and see how he's doing. And he's doing okay, but he's struggling. So, and a lot of the family members in his family are struggling too. So I ask all of the Great Saint Think Tank family members to please pray and keep Scoob and his family in your prayers and your thoughts and your hearts as a fellow Black and Gold family member is going through a lot right now. So with the passing of his mother. So I asked all of the family in the live stream and the ones that hear me live and the ones that's going to hear me on the repeat to pray for Scoob and his family and keep him in your hearts and your prayers, man, as he's going through a difficult time. So I just wanted to give him and his family a shout out and let them know that we are here with them, man. And we with you, brother. We got you. We appreciate you. We love you. And you are a brother of this family. And we're praying for you and your family because we know, man, that is a very difficult thing to go through. So much love to my boy Scoob. So who that to him and his family. And thank you. And that's all I can say, man. It's really powerful. So prayers up to him. All right, let's move forward, man. Big ups to the rest of the family members as well. Teal in the building. Teal, who that to you as well. Good to see you in the chat. Kai the Great, who that to you, Kai, as well. Much love to you. Brother Brian says, give TJ State of the Saints shout out. Okay, TJ is also, my little brother. I consider him a little brother. He's a good dude, man. And like I said, man, he'll be doing more work on the channel. And I told him I want him to pop up at least one time a month, just to say hey. He was like, man, anytime, anything you want to do, Q, you just let me know. And that's how it is. We family over here, man. He's from the same neighborhood as I'm from, and I didn't even know it. But that just show you how the Lord is, man. So yeah, TJ is definitely one of my dudes, man. He my little brother. So y'all know how he knows that, and now y'all know that as well. So big ups to him. All right, let's keep it going there. Troce, I say I know I've personally not spoken to many of y'all, but who that to everybody in the chat. Thank you, brother. And Teal, thank you, Teal, for joining us as well. Who that to you as well. So, all right, let's keep it going, man, as we moved into the next round of installments here. As we get into some of the news and notes here. Like I said, I'm going to talk to the family members. Any questions, concerns, or comments that you have, please place them in the chat. I'd like to thank all the family members that was a part of our Wednesday Saints Talk show, which was pretty popular. And usually when we open up the phone lines, we have a very, we got a lot of family members that tried to get in, and I do my best to try to get everybody in. But it's like organizing, like it's like that old traffic cop, that's directing traffic because the light's out. And you got 4 or 5 different intersecting interstates coming in there, and you try to do it, But it worked well, man. I appreciate all the family members for chiming in, man. And we're going to do that as well. So, we're going to keep it going, and we're going to keep it going and keep it pushing, man. No doubt about it. 985 says, Q, how can I upgrade my membership from the bottom tier to the top one? I think it takes a certain period of time for you to get that, bro. But we will be opening up several new layers. I know GM Kev contacted me about that, and we're going to do that, GM Kev. I wanted to let you know, but I've been working on several other projects, and you guys will know that soon of what we've been working on in the next couple of weeks. But I'm always working on something. The team is working on getting back up to 24/7 live stream, is dealing with updates and putting fresh information in there, and all that kind of stuff. So they'll be firing back up tonight as well. And many other great things that we got coming down the pipe that you guys might not be aware of, but you'll know about it real soon. We're doing a lot of work over here, I'll tell you what. But anyway, let's keep it going, family. Who that to the Black and Gold family members in the building. We'll jump into, some of the information that we have. Like I said, we won't take too long on this one, but, we'll get right into it. So hit the like button, family, as we move ahead. All right, here we go. This one's from NewOrleansSaints.com. The injury report, as you can see, the Saints injury report's there. And man, let's keep it going. Let's keep it turning. Let's keep it twisting. Let's keep it moving. New Orleans Saints players were listed on Thursday injury report for their Week 1 game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this is who they have listed there. Defensive end Marcus Davenport, who's dealing with an elbow. He didn't practice Wednesday or Thursday. Cesar Ruiz is dealing with an ankle issue, same scenario. And now PJ Williams is limited with a hamstring issue. So we're dealing with some injuries right here. Now, 2 of these guys are starters, okay? These are possible starters. Davenport, of course, had one of the most important positions that we talked about. And is this enough to stop him from playing in Sunday afternoon's game? I don't think so. I think it's just a precaution to keep him out of the game, just in case it might get aggravated or whatever. But let me tell you something, man. Didn't we mention this? Did we talk about this? Did we talk about this? It's just absolutely amazing, man. But we will keep monitoring it. I think he'll still play. And of course, this is just Thursday's report. Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver Mike Evans dealing with a hamstring, didn't practice Wednesday or Thursday. Safety Andrew Adams he was limited Wednesday, fully practiced Thursday. Cornerbacks Parnell Motley and Ryan Smith dealing with a hamstring. The other guy with an ankle, they fully practiced today. Yesterday they did not. And Johnson Pierre-Paul is dealing with injury as well. He did not practice for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, I'm more concerned about our guys than their guys. And Davenport, I do think he'll play. Cesar Ruiz is another question mark. He's been limited in training camp and now into the season. So we'll maintain and see exactly what the hell that means. Okay, going to the next one. Now, this came from BREES on Borrowed Time. as Saints enter Super Bowls or bust season. And this is something that we kept saying. It's nothing new because the players were saying the same damn thing about Super Bowl or bust. Yes, indeed. And that's what it comes down to. Is you have to put all your chips to the table because this is a Super Bowl or bust. Super Bowl means get it or bust your damn season up, or it'll bust your season up. It was Super Bowl or bust the last several years, but this one they really mean it. Drew Brees almost walked away from football in 2020. Instead, the future Hall of Fame quarterback returned for another go at the elusive second Super Bowl. He did, but eventually, after all of the incessant begging that Sean Payton was doing to bring him back, Sean was calling him and basically begged Drew to come back. He took his time and made a decision and ultimately decided to come back for another year. He signed a 4-year deal with 2 of which are playable years. The only thing I think Drew, if Drew, when the Saints win the Super Bowl, do Drew Brees then say, okay, I'm going to defend it. Similar to what Elway did in the late 90s with the Denver Broncos. If y'all can remember that, Elway went out after winning 2 back-to-back Super Bowls, and that was pretty cool to do. He had a fire defense, though. I got to tell you what, though. That was a pretty fire defense he had there. Head of the season open against Tom Brady's Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the 41-year-old noted he wouldn't be around much longer. He says, quote, hey, at this time, man, I'm on borrowed time, end quote, Brees said via ESPN. Quote, I've got nothing to lose, so I'm turning it loose and letting the chips fall where they may, end quote. When not declaring this his final season, Brees and shying away from the, quote, Super Bowl or bust mantra, end quote. The Saints are living by this season. In fact, it's been the refrain the last several years, which have all ended in gut-wrenching playoff losses. Brees hopes to put those losses in the past. And he says, quote, I know everything happens for a reason, and in most cases, failure is your best teacher, Brees said. That's the approach I've always taken, and that's the approach this team has taken. And I feel like we found a way to garner strength from each one of the moments over the last few years, and it's only made us better, end quote. The Saints have gotten better as a squad each of the past several years. They need to get over the playoff hump and back into the Super Bowl before time runs out on Brees. Now, that's a quote, and to give you a little insight on Drew. And most quarterbacks, that's not a surprise. A 41-year-old quarterback telling you that, he's on borrowed time because he knows it's historically really rare for a 41-year-old quarterback, and you have Tom Brady that's older than him at 42, that are both, matter of fact, this will be the first time that we have 40-plus year quarterbacks starting and competing with each other. That's never happened before when it happened Sunday afternoon. But the reality, if you look at it, man, is that Brees knows that he's been incredibly blessed to play the game up into his 40s. And hopefully, a lot of people put the pressure on Drew. And listen, he got a lot of pressure on him. That's true. Drew has a lot of pressure on him. But hopefully this time around, that just not Drew, but the coaches around him, and particularly the head coach, learns to give him an adequate running game to take some of the pressure off of him to win games, instead of having Drew to wing you through these games and putting it on his shoulders all the time. How about winning like a team? How about using the running game? How about disseminating the ball around to open targets as opposed to force feeding and mutated offenses like we had over the last several seasons? We have a very talented offense from sideline to sideline. We are very fast, we're experienced, and we need to play like it. We need to win as a team and stop all this other nonsense, man. Drew don't need to be winging it around 35-plus attempts a game or north of 35 attempts per contest. We have running backs. Sean Payton kept 4 running backs on the active roster. There are 4 running backs on the active roster. And did anybody notice that Josh Hill is lined up as a fullback on the depth chart? Did anybody notice that? Did anybody notice that? That Josh Hill is listed as the starting fullback. That's most interesting in its own sense. But matter of fact, let's peer into that. Let's go here. Let's go. I'm on their website right now, matter of fact. Let me see if I can locate where their depth chart is, and we'll show you. Let me show it to those who didn't realize that Josh Hill is sitting up there. I know people seen other few things, but I don't know if they noticed that. This is the depth chart from the New Orleans Saints website. And as you can see, we all know this. We know Ruiz, I don't know, he's definitely going to play at guard. Didn't have enough opportunity to play that, but right now he's dealing with injury. He might not play. You might see Nick Easton in the game. I could say Davenport will certainly play. But if you peer down right here, this is the fullback position right here, and look what they got there. Josh Hill there over Michael Burton, which doesn't surprise me because I don't think Burton is, I don't think Burton is he's a Zach Line type. He still got a lot of ways to go. But as you look at the running back position right above that, Kamara, Murray, Montgomery, and Dwayne Washington all sit there. So you keep 4 running backs. Is that a sign that you're going to finally run the goddamn ball? I mean, seriously. 4 running backs there. The 49ers say they'll make the commitment. We heard them say it, and several other NFL teams said they're going to commit to 3 running back rotations, which is a smart thing to do if you're a team that don't like to pay the running back any money. Well, give touches throughout a trio of running backs, and I think that helps out. Either way, whether it's that way or 2 running backs like we had with Ingram and Kamara, let's run the damn thing is what I'm saying. Kamara, Murray, Montgomery, and Washington are the 4 running backs currently on the Saints team. So hopefully with 4 running backs, we can look in 4 running backs and then Josh Hill playing as the fullback, and then you got an actual fullback there. Hopefully, the Saints will use these running backs because Latavius Murray averages over 4.5 carries a game, and so does Dwayne Washington. So hopefully these guys will get to carry the rock a lot more, and Sean Payton opens up the offense for his 41-year-old ass quarterback. Let's not put too much on Drew Brees' shoulders in this year. And he's only human, regardless of the fact that he's played at a higher level. He's still only human. Now about Davenport. What if Davenport don't play? Who's behind Davenport to start? Trey Hendrickson. We looking at Carl Granderson, who a lot of people are high up on, and I do like Carl Granderson. Yeah, you could do, and I'm actually higher on Carl Granderson than I am on Trey Hendrickson. I think Trey Hendrickson, for all intensive purposes, has failed us as a 3rd-round pick. Nobody says he's a bust. They just skip right over him and hit Traquan Smith in the chest every chance they get and call him a bust. But they never say nothing about the other 3rd-round draft pick out of Florida, the state of Florida, is Trey Hendrickson, who's not been able to compete at the situational pass rush position. Hopefully that's Carl Granderson that can come in and play some there and help out. And we also know that you'll see Zach Bourne, who's the backup Sam linebacker behind Caden Ellis there. Hopefully you can see him get situational pass rush snaps as well. And you never know what the game plan is going to be. But we'll see, man. But the big question is, with Josh Hill at fullback, Elvin Kamara, Murray, Montgomery, and Washington, you have 4 running backs on the active roster. Do you run the rock? Hopefully that's a good omen, family. Hopefully with Josh Hill at fullback and you have 4 running backs, the Saints turn around and run that sucker. All right, let's get to another report here. And this is, of course, from Yahoo Sports that says P.J. Williams added to practice squad report. And, of course, we touched on that a little bit. Saints defensive back P.J. Williams, he was added to the practice squad. He's dealing with a hamstring injury and listed as Marcus Williams' backup at free safety on the team's depth chart. He started 8 of 14 games he played last season. The rest of the Saints practice reports was the same as this was Wednesday's report saying Davenport remains a non-participant. That continued. So did Cesar Reeves was out again as well. Blake Gillikin was placed on the injury list as well yesterday for those who didn't catch that, as P.J. Williams is added to it. And we still have Friday and Saturday to go going into the season. So we'll see exactly what happened. Hopefully it's not too much there. So big ups to the family members chiming in the live stream as well. Who that to you? Good to see the family members in the stream as we go through. Please feel free to hit your put the question, concerns, or comments in the chat. I will address them. I will read them down there. Who that to you? Tragic 504. Good to see you. Inevitable Expertise is in the building as well. Good to see you as well, family. Javier, who that to you as well? Big ups to you. Says 2 years ago he was talking about playing till 45. Now he's on borrowed time. He wants to get in the both. All right, Javier, thank you for your comment. Diehard Saints fan, who that to you? Says Scub, sorry for our loss, my brother. We're here in the Saints think tank. Love you so much. Stay strong. We understand what you're going through, but we're here to show you much love. Thank you, Diehard Saints fan. A sentiment out to Scoob, who's dealing with the loss of his mother. So, like I said, we'll appreciate Scoob and all that he brings. And he did say he will return. He will come back because he wants to see his family members, and he needs our help as well as after the funeral. So, thank you for that, family. Your great sentiments. Thank you, Cheryl. Appreciate Cheryl with your super chat once again. Thank you, Cheryl, for that. Much love to you as well. So, who that to you? Kai says, are they sure they're extremely close on AK-41's contract? I just, once again, thank you, Cheryl. Who that for life? Thank you for your chat, baby. And Kai says, are they sure they're extremely close on AK-41's contract? I just want the Saints to get this deal done so this won't be a distraction. Nothing on that. You would anticipate it. Adam Schefter was saying that in the next couple of days it should get done. But we're getting down to the nitty gritty. And if they want it done, well, we got 2 days left before Sunday. Hopefully it could be something that we see and hear about tomorrow. It'll be a good little piece of news to add there. Going into the game, it could be a boost for Alvin Kamara, who, in my opinion, he deserves the money. He deserves the bread. He deserves to get it, and he should get it. So who that to the Black and Gold family members as well in the stream. 985 says switch CD dudes might switch to free safety next year. You never know. Free safety, like I said, you got Marcus Williams, man. It's a lot of, let me tell you something. The free safety position is in flux next year. I mean, you have a year older Malcolm Jenkins back there, who's basically on a 4-year contract, which they can get out of the deal in 2 years. He'll be back there. You have DJ Swearinger, who's basically on a 1-year deal right now. And then if you look at guys, the younger guys, Saquon Hampton is no longer on the team. They released him. So, what can I tell you? The safety position is looking kind of shaky. JT Gray most certainly is not the future of the safety position, in my opinion. And Marcus Williams is up for a contract this year. So, wow, you could have a different looking safety a safety group or pairing next year. You never can tell. The safety, we look solid this year, but next year, boy, we got some moves to make. I tell you what, man. Seriously, we really do. All right, let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it moving. All right. Let me see who else the family members there. So, yeah, and that's a major part of it, too, to talk about the running game. And I think that's a major aspect, a part of it. The running game helps everything. Hopefully, with 4 running backs and Josh Hill at the fullback position, the Saints are looking at running the football more. If any serious consideration is there. I mean, you have a 41-year-old quarterback, you got 4 running backs, and a tight end. You moved your tight end to fullback over top of the fullback. So maybe perhaps that could mean we finally run the rock. Did the very stubborn Sean Payton finally got the message that, hey, the reason why you falling through the floor in a lot of these playoff games is because you're not bringing a running game and it's the way it's supposed to. The Saints are a fierce running team. We have battering rams. We need to beat teams up with the running attack. Unleash Latavius Murray, unleash Dwayne Washington, and let those guys decimate and pound the opposition in the second half of the game. If you want to, loosen them up with Alvin Kamara in the first half, then come back in the third and fourth quarters and hammer them to death with Latavius Murray and Dwayne Washington, mix in Ty Montgomery, however you want to work it. Man, there's plenty of snaps and reps for everybody if you know how to do it the right way. So hopefully we can do that and keep that running game going and bring it right into the playoffs and hammer the hell out of that opposition, man. And like I say, win the playoffs. That's when it comes down to win the damn playoffs. That's my thing, man. Watch out for that shirt. Our designers are working on some new shirts and stuff. We'll release it too, but win the playoffs is one of them. All right. Once again, thank you, Cheryl, for your super chat there. Rush Hour, who that to your family as well in the building. N.O. Pooney, who that to your family. Good to see you as well. Brandon says, DJ on point, prove it, watch out. All right, let's see what else. He said the Bucks front hard to run on. They said the Bucks front is, listen, Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh are difficult. No, those are 2 massive human beings. Vita Vea was massive what he is basically, he is the old school nose tackle. And then you have Ndamukong Suh, who's a defensive tackle, but at this stage of his career, he's not as agile and strong as he used to be, but he's still a threat. And Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh together, they're a very tough team. And but you know, and they have some weapons, man. The linebackers move around, but the secondary is suspect. You know, I got Winfield back there. He's a good young player, but still a rookie. So I mean, they have their bumps and bruises on defense, and most certainly the strength of the defense is up front. So I mean, if you want to look at it like that, but we've had success running on Tampa Bay before, and I think if the Saints want to establish something, you know, a lot of people say, well, running the ball, you can run on them if you want to, but we could pick apart their secondary. I like that mentality because they're not really working with nothing. You look back at that secondary. Secondary is the weakest part of the defense. We know it and they know it. So, you know, but still in all, you want to have a balanced attack when you go in, when you know, when you're at home and you want to hammer this team with that play action. We want to make sure we have a balanced attack to take on this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. And we want to harness the power of taking that clock away from these guys by running the ball and operating methodically and picking these goddamn people apart, bottom line. And then putting the pressure on them, getting to them and not letting Tom Brady stand back there like a prima donna in the pocket and find targets all over the place. That is no, how we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. And of course, we'll go into the preview tomorrow. We'll have the Friday's injury report, and we'll talk about more of the preview, and then we'll give game predictions and all that stuff tomorrow on Friday's show. All right, let's keep it going. Kevin says the cornerback market just reset after Jalen Ramsey's deal. If Lattimore comes out and have a great year, he could possibly get 22 to 25 million next year. It's going to be interesting to see. They're under contract next year, but it's after next year. Is that, you know, that 5th-year option is into next year, and they're on that 5th-year option. So after next year is when they'll be looking at extending that money. But the Saints should get that deal done. You know, and sure, hopefully they don't drag their feet like they did the Alvin Kamara deal or the Mike Thomas deal or stuff like that. Hopefully they don't drag their feet. They get proactive with it. But based on some of the half-ass moves that I've been seeing with the Saints lately, like when they took the last moment to go run after Jadeveon Clowney and the wine and dine him only for him to slam the door in the face of him and send him back home with the tail between the legs. The next move the Saints moved to do was to get Willoughby, who's an undrafted guy who's on the practice squad. So they found a defensive end. He's on the practice squad. So, and he's not a bad defensive end, but he ain't who you gonna need. I mean, and then it shows of things. Okay, why were they running hardcore after Jadeveon Clowney? Because they knew that Davenport was dealing with injuries going into the first week. And that's why I kept saying, you need a veteran guy. You can kind of supplement and move him in there slowly. And that's my thing. Treat him a little bit more incremental. Don't just throw him in there. Kind of work him in there slowly is my mentality with Davenport, because it deals with this very young player who can't seem to stay healthy. It's not no fault of their own. But when you know that is the case, you got to think, you got to be able to prop up the players with good depth behind them and guys that can come in and perform. That's why I was constantly throwing out guys like Clay Matthews and Everson Griffin and guys like that. 1-year deals for those guys will not help Davenport, who's on a multi-year contract. You want to be able to get him to a point where he plays a whole year. And I think and you can do that is you can work him in. Right now, he was talking about that, and he's dealing with an elbow issue, and he's missed 2 straight days of practice. Now, he said, well, they're just being on the cautious front, Q. But, the reality is you have a player that has an injury history. He's not, and most of them get dinged up, but guess what? They still play. Now, getting an issue or injury where you get dinged up, right? You're dealing with a little this, but you're still playing. That's a lot different than them sitting you down, for practice or whatever, and then ultimately you pop up on the list and you're ready to go for game day. So that's why they ran after Davenport, because they knew Clowney, because they knew Davenport was dealing with injury. So we'll see how it shakes, man, at the end of the day, man. But we keep saying and seeing this over and over again about the rigors of the NFL. It's very tough, man, and not everybody can play every game. And it's fortunate as a Cam Jordan or Demario Davis. Some of these guys are not. Some of these guys get hurt, and it's unfortunate. And you have to be able to have the depth to brace against injury, because you can't lose his production. If you lose him, you can't lose. You need that guy behind him to step up and represent. So hopefully this year they do that, because nobody else is there. they're relying on the guys that have failed them year after year after year. And had we had a suitable pass rusher last year when they went down, we would have definitely looked a little better, a lot better in the playoffs. If you knocking around Kirk Cousins in the Superdome and sacking his garbage ass and hurting him in there and knock him around, those balls wouldn't have been firing off as crisp as they did. So I mean, we just don't mess around with the pass rush. I keep saying that over and over again. You can play what you ever want to play with, but don't play with the pass rush. The pass rush needs to be on point. Then and we need to keep it. We need to stay on point, and we'll just maintain it, man. All right, keep it going. Kevin says, yeah, Q, but if you wait until the 5th-year option on Lattimore, he can hit the market and hell break loose. Now, I don't think they're gonna let either Ramczyk or him get the market, but it's already well known that both Ramczyk and Lattimore will get top 5 pay at their position. You know, that's already understood. So if the Saints want, they definitely gonna keep Ryan Ramczyk around and definitely Marshawn Lattimore. So we'll see how it shakes, but no doubt about it, in my opinion, they'll get top 5 pay at their position, no doubt about it. And Ramsey really did, and the Rams really just made it a lot more difficult on the Saints. But we'll see how it shakes, man. All right, let's keep it going, man. Let's see. Jose, what up, Jose? Jose Calderon in the building. He says, Big Scoob, we have your back. And that's right. Thank you for saying that, fam. All right. Let's see. And Jose says, I'm chilling is good. Okay. Smokeless says, who that Q question? What is your top 3 QBs of the 80s? Top QBs of the 80s. Of the 80s. That requires some thought there, my friend. Of course, you got to throw Joe Montana in there. I like what Joe was around at that time in the 80s. So I got to put Joe Montana in there. Oh, man. Let's see. It's quite a few of them, man. I'm going to have to think about that one. I'll have to think about that one. QBs of the 80s. Of the 80s. I know Montana's definitely one of them. Who else did I like during that period of time that was playing? Oh, man, I'm going to have to think on that, Smokeless. I'm going to have to get back to you on that one, bro. But I'm going to have to think about it and let you know, man. But that was a good question. QBs of the 80s. I do like Montana. I think he was one of my favorites, and he went to the 90s as well, but he was in the 80s as well, the late 80s, doing his thing. He was a pretty good quarterback, in my opinion. You also had Warren Moon hanging around. Warren Moon was a damn good quarterback. He came out of the CFL early on and was tearing up stuff in Canada, and then he took over the team in Houston. So Warren Moon's another favorite of mine that I liked a lot. He was there as well. Who else was there that I liked from the 80s that was pretty good? Oh, man. I'm going to have to think about it, bro, but I give you those 2 right there. Warren Moon and Montana is 2 of my favorites from that era. All right, let's keep it going right there. Appreciate the question, man. Jose says, we need the Saints to win this Sunday for my boy. Yep, I think so. The Saints going to win, man. We're going to take care of business, no doubt about it. We're going to be right where we're supposed to be. We're going to take care of business in a major fashion. But that's a part of it, man. So that's what I wanted to kind of come across here with the family members and discuss with the fam on today's show. Was we talking about and we addressing some of the situations that we see with the defensive line. Will it be an issue? Will the defensive line position, the defensive end position, be an issue moving into the upcoming matchup? Because we're going to definitely need that pass rush ability. We can't have that falter. We're going to need Davenport and everything that he can deliver. We know Cam's going to show up, but we definitely hoping and praying that our defensive ends can go for the summation of the regular season and into the playoffs. And also the linebackers, because, man, it's a lot of youth on the linebacking core. DeMario, hopefully that he has a long season ahead like he's been doing. Hopefully Davenport can surprise us and stay healthy. Granderson, I think he should take a step past Trey Hendrickson. I think he could show us some stuff as well. And although we have P.J. Williams who's dealing with hamstring issues, hopefully our top 3 cornerbacks, Jack Rabbit, Laddie Daddy, and C.D. Deuce, all those guys remain healthy, man, for the summation of the year. That's a lot to ask for. But, you know, we're going to need every last bit of that if we're going to take it to the next level, you know, bottom line. So, yeah, Jose says, Q, love Warren Moon. Yeah, your Warren Moon was a really good one, bro. You know, he ran that fun and gun system out there in Houston. I used to love watching him, that system. Hey, Jeffries. Who else? With Drew Hill, Haywood Jeffries. What was the other guy? I forgot the other wide receivers. 3 of them. He had guys like Rozier, the running back out there. It was a pretty good little system that they had out there. They never won anything. They didn't get to the big dance or nothing. But Warren Moon, boy, he used to chew people up and spit them out, I tell you what. Yep, and let's keep it going here. But thank you for that, bro. Tori says, yep, I hope it's another magical season. I think so. I think it'll be fine. JT, who that to you, says, God bless the fam, Q. Thank you, fam. Bless you too as well. And welcome on into the stream. 985 let's say, yeah, Kev Sue still playing. He's still playing. He's not the brute that he used to be, but he can be dominant in spots. So we got to respect that. JT says, run the ball, pass if you have to. Yeah, you got to run the ball regardless against their strength, which is, you know, the strength of the Tampa Bay defense is definitely up front. The secondary is suspect. They know it and we know it. They got a bunch of young players back there, inexperienced players. We could take advantage of them throwing the ball. But let's make it a balanced affair, man, so we can end up doing whatever we want to do. So that's why I say I think, you know, as long as we can run the ball, throw the ball, and, you know, do what we're supposed to do, and above all, apply pressure on top of the quarterback. Need to ruffle the quarterback's feathers and take care of business that way. Thank you for that. Brother Jerry says run the ball. We agree. That's a major component that's missing in the playoffs is the Saints have to have a mean attitude in running the football. They got to be able to jam that goddamn football down those people's mouths, man. I mean, seriously. Seriously, you got to be able to understand that if you need 1 yard for a first down, I want that offensive line to get us that 1 yard. We need that. We can't be like it was in the Rams game a couple of years ago in the NFC Championship game, and we need 1 yard here or there, and the Saints offensive line can't get the 1 yard. You know, listen, if you can't get motivated enough to get 1 yard, and it's the NFC Championship game, the game before the Super Bowl, which is where it's supposed to be, then you don't need to be on my team. If you can't get me 1 yard in the NFC Championship game, I want you out of here. You don't need to be up in here. I'm going to find somebody else that can get in there and get that 1 yard for me. And that's what it needs to come down to. Ain't no more falling short, getting right there and falling short and all that. No, you're going to have to pull it together and you're going to have to make it happen. No more falling short. You done ran out of all the falling short you're going to do. So thank you for that, JT and Brother Jerry, for that running the ball. All right, Kev says run the run. 985 said for this game, I see 70% pass and 30% run. Hopefully it's not that. And that's traditional Peyton, man. That's his percentage is 70-30. That can't be that way. It has to get closer to 60-40. As close as I can't hope for no more than that. But 60-40 is probably the best it can get. And if he can really take it serious and start running that ball like he's supposed to, man, you can see some sports. All right. Thank you for that. 985 Live say, I hope it's 50-50. I don't think you ever see that until Drew's gone. Then he'll rely on the running game just like he did when Teddy Bridgewater was hit for those 5 games. You know, he falls into a sense of security with Drew back there because Drew know the playbook better than he do. And I've said that before, like, well, how could he know the playbook better than Peyton Q? Because he not only studied it, he operated on the field of play. Sean Payton can't go out there and do that. He couldn't do it as a quarterback. He sucked as a quarterback when he was in Chicago. So he's not. So Drew Brees had an opportunity to learn it mentally, then go out and execute it physically. So he knows it in 2 layers that Peyton only knows in 1. So he knows that goddamn offense is what I'm saying. So he can execute that offense in his sleep. The thing is, you need to bring everybody else along for the party and not just make it all about Drew. It can't be all about Drew. It has to be a team effort. And I think that's a part of it where people have to understand you just can't, he's just one man out there. We have to be able to help him by having the entire goddamn team to do their job. The running backs run the ball. The linemen block, and the linemen get the run block and the pass block. And don't blow blocks, handle your assignments. Beat your men individually. Handle your business. Do your job. However you want to phrase it, that has to be a part of the mantra as the team head into this season, man. You know, and I think we have the right thought process moving forward because the family members are more engaged than ever. And we usually are pretty engaged, but we are more engaged, like more so than ever before, because of what's at stake. You've reached to a point where we all knew all along that sooner or later Drew would say, okay, listen, this is it. Well, we've reached that point where this is it. So what happens from this point? What goes on from this point is what I'm saying. Do the Saints finally seize the day and no more excuses, no more foolishness, no more nonsense? Do we finally seize the day and do what we're supposed to do and take this trophy into our hands and bring it back to the region and back to the black and gold, who that nation? That's what it comes down to. All right, let's keep it going here. Tori says, Iceman, you're right. Iceman said, my biggest fear, well, let me get to JT first. Said, after this game, we'll find out our DE, he is on the team, Granderson. I like Granderson, and I hope Granderson does supplant Trey Hendrickson, man, because I would like to see more of him. Iceman said, my biggest fear is that Sean will get into an ego contest to prove something against Brady and the media. Just saying. Well, he's done that before, but hopefully not. I think he should be able to take care of Bruce Arians and Tom Brady. A lot of pressure's on Tom Brady and them Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A lot of pressure on them. The Super Bowl is in Tampa, in their hometown, and a lot of the people are picking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl, and that's never been done before. When a team is a Super Bowl, goes to the Super Bowl in their hometown. We all know the NFL will not let that happen. For Tom Brady, they probably will, but the reality at the end of the day is, yeah, it's not up to Tom Brady. The Saints are the top people in the NFC South. We still hold the crown. We're going to get everybody's best game, and the bottom line is, until you get your rhythm together throwing the ball, run the football. Run the goddamn ball. All right, let's keep it going now. Kevin says, Iceman, these are the games he does. You're right. I don't think he'll do that this game, though. Tori says, you're right. Scott says, got to be able to get 1 yard because you got to. And people always flash back to the Rams game and they blame it on Stu. Well, it was just bad luck, Q. Man, ain't no damn bad luck, man. The last 3 championship failures, the Saints had all of them in their hands. All of them. They let the Vikings come back in that game. The first one in the Minnesota Miracle game. The Saints were up in that game. So, I mean, it's just, we had control and possession of these contests, and then you go to the NFC Championship game against the Rams, and then they say, oh, it's bad luck and corrupt referees. Well, that's true. The referee didn't make the call. But why don't you talk about the drop touchdown pass some bitch had, Dan Arnold, in the end zone? You go flash right past that and go right over there to the referee. Oh, he did it. No, forget the referee. What about 7 times that the Saints couldn't get 3rd and 1s and 2nd and 1s and 4th and 1s? You ain't serious about getting to no goddamn Super Bowl if you're an offensive line who's supposed to be a championship offensive line and you can't get 1 stinking yard to get a first down so you can seal the game. People forget that the Saints did that several times and couldn't get it. What happened there? I'm saying it's a hit. It's not totally on no bad luck. It's not bad luck. It's in the destinies in the hands of these teams. It's about who's not afraid to seize the day and take possession of it. Because often, too much in life, you have people out there that's not ready to step up. They talk a mean game, but when the lights go on and it's time to play and step up and show what you can do, they fall short because they will all talk. There are people in this world that step up, talk the talk, and walk the walk. And for those people, the universe is open for them for whatever they want to do because they're bold and what they say, fortune favors the bold. Not the scary, not the timid, not the weak or the meek. It favors the bold. So you have to be bold. You have to be confident, not cocky. Confident. Cocky and confident energy come out of 2 separate places. Cocky comes out of negative energy. Confident comes out of a positive, nourishing energy. So, I mean, it's difference. It's a different mentality. The Saints don't deserve the right to be cocky. And we don't really need to be cocky, but we're confident. We know what our abilities are. And we know if we play our game, not too many people can stand up in front of us. Bottom line. So we come out confidently, run the ball, control the clock, do not turn the ball over. Let's try that too, because that's also in your power. not to turn the ball over, not to make mistakes that'll kill your ass in the game and help the other team win. So let's think about that before we talk about dumbass luck. Come on. Because if you talk to the wealthy people that control and run stuff, they don't believe in no luck. They make their own luck. It's only people who are the opposite effect that do. There's no, man, we don't play that. You take control of it and do whatever you got to do. All right, let's keep it going here. All right, Jose, let's see where else we're. Let's see, where am I at? Scott says we got to run the rock like 09, balanced attack. Thank you. Jose said, I believe Peyton's going to coach like his legacy depends on it this year. No doubt about it, because Drew is leaving next year. 98 Live says on TJ's show, Jari said he thinks Peyton is living his QB dreams through Drew. No doubt about it. He living vicariously through Drew. I mean, and that's why I was saying that Drew knows that playbook better than Sean Payton, even though Sean Payton's the architect. Drew does it. He did it on the level where Sean Payton couldn't do it. You know, Sean has it up here and knows what it looks like, but Drew is actually going through the motions and doing it. And that's two different things to think about doing it versus actually doing it. So he knows that book inside and out. And that's the thing we know about it. So I agree with that. Kevin says if Dennis Allen, who is checking Gronk when he spits out, he said, if Dennis Allen, who is checking Gronk when he spits out wide, says Kevin. Well, hopefully it'll be the Demario Davis. You got Kate Nellis, Demario Davis there, Alex Anzalone. We'll see. We'll see. But each one of those guys have a good degree of speed. They're all athletic and fast. Kate Nellis is fast as hell. Demario Davis is athletic and fast. So is Alex Anzalone. So I do like the speed of the Saints 3 linebackers when they're going in the 4-3 look. But if they go into the modified nickel, you might look at Alex Anzalone or possibly Demario Davis guarding them. It's a tough matchup for either one of those men. We just got to be able to get to Tom Brady. You can't let Tom Brady sit back there and do it. All right, thanks for that, Jim Kev. Gundam, what up, fam? He says, just waiting for the Sunday, bro. Just wait for Sunday. I got you. It's getting closer and closer. Remember, it was like 2 weeks out. Now it's a few days. We getting closer and closer for football, fam. JT says, really cute. Take what the team give you and then attack it. That's right. You can do that. You can do that. You can. You know, but then you can either take what they give you or you can take what you want to take out of that. It depends on the mindset of the team. You know, and remember, it's all about who's going to impose their will. And we don't know what will is going to be when that's going to be more dominant until you execute and figure out exactly. It'll be a battle of wills early. It'll be a battle to see who controls both lines of scrimmages, for the Saints controlling it from an offensive standpoint against their defense, and as a defensive standpoint, controlling it against their offense. It has to be a domination of the line of scrimmage that ultimately will lead to clock control. We have to be able to put pressure on Tom Brady to hurry up that clock in his head. We have to be able to also not blow coverages, to know what we're supposed to do, know what we're supposed to be, know who we're supposed to guard, and when we put our hands on these guys to make the tackle. We also have to be mindful of not committing the turnovers. We cannot give up the turnovers, and we have to do what we're supposed to do. We have to minimize the errors and play as close to perfectly as we possibly can play, and that's what it's about. If there are going to be problems or errors, let the opposing team make the errors or the problems. But we have to determine who is going to control the game up front. We won't know that until the battle is started in the trenches. You know, and if we dominate in the trenches, like I know we can dominate the trenches, then we can dominate running the ball, and then ultimately we can control the clock, which will keep our defense rested, which will put more pressure on their offense, and we control the momentum of and the energy and the flow of the game, like I know that we can. But we can't be foolish about it and underestimate these opponents. We got to go out there and play straight up Saints brand of basketball. That's a balanced, disciplined brand of football where we move the ball. It's what I call a share the wealth offense. That's what I call it. The share the wealth offense is like everybody get a ball. It's like Oprah said back in the day. You get a car, you get a house, you get a house, whatever she was saying. But it's the same thing like with Drew Brees, with him and Oprah Winfrey situation. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. You get, because that's how it is. They have all these weapons out here, and every time he goes through those 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and gets rid of that ball, there should be somebody open every time. That's how deep the Saints wide the offense is this year. And also think about the returning of the 3 tight end look as well. So it'll be interesting, man, no doubt about it. But we must take control of this line of the scrimmage as all. Before we get to saying, okay, let's take what they give us. Let's take what we want to take first. You know, because what we take from them, they might not have a chance. They might not be able to stop you. If you're that dominant in your frame of thought, say, this is my goddamn game. I come here, I belong here, I'm the Super Bowl champs. This is my home, and we're going to make a statement. Then they don't have nothing to say. They won't have nothing to say, but it's a domination of the scrimmage line, which starts here. You got to dominate before you get, like, it's start all up here. We dominate them on the field of play, but we dominate them up here to let them know we ain't playing with you. You ain't in the same class as us, and we're going to show you some sports. And that's what take it personal stands for. That means anybody line up against you, we are on a mission, and anybody that gets in our way, we're going to knock you up out of here. Bottom line, we ain't playing with you. We're going to deliver a championship to the great Saint Think Tank, the Who Dat Nation. We're going to bring it home. We're going to bring it home to the family members that have been waiting for it since 2009. So it's time, man. And it starts coming up Sunday afternoon as the mission starts. So, you know, I agree with you to a degree there, Brother JT, but we need to take what we want. And that deals with mentality, it deals with attitude, and that deals with execution. So, you know, I got you. Kevin says if Dennis Allen is checked, well, I answered that one already. Kevin says, got to make this a bat game. 3 tight end sets, smash the rock all night long, time to get physical. Forget all that cute stuff. And that goes with how the offense is looking. Is offense gotten a rhythm together? Usually when your offense and you're throwing the ball, you're out of sync. It helps when you run the ball, gash them, and then let Drew hit dink and dunk and get those short passes to build that rhythm. That's how it usually goes. Let them dink and dunk and build that goddamn rhythm and then take shots down the field. But you need the passing game, the running attack to do that. And just because Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh sits in the interior line of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers do not scare me. You know why? Because I got Andrews Pete that's coming off a Pro Bowl. I got McCoy, who I like a lot. And Ruiz, I don't know if he'll play, but hopefully he does. If he can't, then you'll see the other guy in there, Nick Easton. But the Saints have to be able to run that ball. Teron Armstead and Ryan Ramczyk, fantastic line. We have solid offensive linemen. More of our linemen are better than whatever the hell they throwing at you. So we need to take care of business. We need to dominate and decimate the line of scrimmage for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and make it a hell all night long. And make it uncomfortable for Tom Brady all night long. I mean, pressure up the center of the line, forcing his statuesque ass to not be able to move anywhere. And we need constant pressure off the edge to make him feel uncomfortable all night long. That's what we need. All right, let's keep it going here. Thank you for that, Kevin. Brother Jerry says, put pressure on Brady. Absolutely. Gundam says, yes, sir. Everybody got Brady coming in and dismantling the Saints. They forgot this is the NFC South, not the weak AFC East. That is correct. You know, we believe in putting pressure on you down here and knocking you around. And the Saints need to understand that, and they need Davenport to represent. They need Davenport to fire off the edge, and the Cam's going to bring it. And if we're going to need Sheldon or Yamada, we're going to need those guys to step up and provide that interior offensive line push to make it uncomfortable for a quarterback who's not athletically as gifted as Tom Brady, and make him throw the ball away 2 of the 3 times he's back there, knocking him around, hitting him on his hand, frustrating him. And when you hit him, you see he gets really frustrated and out of his game and gets flustered when you hit him a lot. Most quarterbacks do. So we'll just keep it moving, man. All right, let me get through the rest of the chat right here, family. Let's see. O-line was, he says, hold on, let me get back to where I was at here. Gunda says, yes, sir. Okay, yeah, thank you for that, Gunda. Jose says, we got to finish strong late in these games. Q, I agree with you, bro. I agree. And the part of it, too, is running the ball. Like, you have Dwayne Washington and Latavius Murray. it's often like a discipline aspect of it, and I see a lot of different coaches usually when they'll come out with their power backs late in games and unleash the power backs against the defenses late in contests because the defenses are tired. They don't want to tackle a battering ram like Latavius Murray and Dwayne Washington that's running angrily. I think this is a part of it. We need to learn how to use Latavius late in games and add him in there because I think he's more effectively late in games and in third and short situations. If you want to put Kamara out there, you can still put him out there as a wide receiver. You can even move him around and decoy them like the Saints used to do with Reggie Bush. You could do the same thing with Alvin Kamara. But Latavius Murray needs to see the field more. Now, last year, people could say, well, he didn't know enough of the offense to be used in that way. Well, that's not no excuse this year. He knows enough of the offense where he should be a valuable member of the Saints running attack. And once again, you have Ty Montgomery mixed in with Latavius Murray, and you have Dwayne Washington. Right now on the active roster, the Saints have 4 running backs. So that should be, hopefully that means what I think it is what you're going to start running the ball a lot more than what you did. So that's a part of it, man. You sooner or later, you can't look at the playoffs over the last 3 years and say, what's missing here? You know what's missing. An ineffective running attack. You can't go in the playoffs and wing the goddamn thing around without having an effective running attack. You know, and like I said, you're not going to go into the playoffs and fool good teams in the playoffs that most of the time have really good defenses and put Latavius Murray in there and play action the ball to Latavius Murray. Like, people going to fall for that. Nobody's going to fall for a play action to Latavius Murray when you're not even running. How you play action in any way when you haven't established the run as a threat? I always say that because that's football foolishness. You cannot use it that way. You're basically it doesn't work that way. You have to be able to run the ball and run it effectively, then play action off of it where it works, where you can get those safeties to bite or decide on we need to come down or to stop the run. And when they start dropping and etching closer to that line of scrimmage, you go up top. That's common football stuff. You know, and I'm tired of seeing stupid football idiocy displayed by our team in the playoffs. I'm tired of seeing all of the mistakes. I'm tired of seeing all of the penalties. I'm tired of seeing playoff games when you have more than one turnover in a contest. If you turn the ball over twice in a playoff game, expect to lose the goddamn game. All right? Can we get that understood? And this is not nothing deep. This is football common sense. You can't turn the ball over multiple times in the playoffs, in a playoff game, and expect to win the game unless your opponent is more incompetent than you are. So, I mean, it's enough of this, man. It's enough of this foolishness. All right, Jose, so we got to finish strong. Thank you for that, Jose. Jared says, do you notice how dangerous Brady is? Don't you? Kevin says, Dan Arnold can't walk the streets in New Orleans. I mean, I'm just saying, most people, he can walk it because they'll kick the referee's ass before they touch Dan Arnold, even though he dropped the touchdown pass. And I don't understand the brainwashing that people have, that they're going through where they can't remember that. They can't remember that the Saints had several opportunities to convert on short yardage plays that could have extended the game in which they would have won it, but couldn't get it. That failed to get short yardage plays against their Rams defensive line. But they don't blame them, and they don't blame the guy that dropped the touchdown. They're going to go automatically at the referee. Man, cut that dumb shit out, man. We talking football common sense here. And the referee's the last person you need to be pointing the finger at. It's you point the finger at your team because they did not perform on the field. They turned the ball over. They didn't play like they were supposed to play. They did not respect the rules of the game. And when you don't respect the rules of the games, you get your ass handed to you. And that's a part of anything that you go to, whether you work in a job, whether you doing something you ain't got no business doing. You respect the rules or get it handed to you. Bottom line. And that's what's been happening. We're going to these games sloppy as hell. We're going to these games multiple turnovers, false start penalties, all this nonsense. That has to be eliminated, and we got to take it serious. We got to take it personal, especially against these other teams like Tampa Bay and whoever else we got to go through to get to that big dance. Win the playoffs. Bottom line. 985 says the O-line was eating good burgers before the playoff games. Gundam says, Big Q, I believe, address mental toughness. Yeah, it's got to be a part of it. If you're a Super Bowl team, you are You are a part of the elite that have the mental, not only the talent or the scheme, but the attitude as well. And proper attitude and proper mentality is a proper good help. And understanding the success team-based dynamic, which basically is telling you that we are all unified in thought as a team, as an organization. We all have the same thought. That's to win a Super Bowl. And we are not going to defeat ourselves by turning the ball over and missing tackles and not doing assignments and picking up what we're supposed to do. We're going to execute the game plan to the best of our ability. We're going to make sure if they make the mistakes, we're going to put constant and consistent pressure upon our opponents to make sure they understand that we're serious. We're going to also know and do our research and know what our opponent likes to do, whether they like to run, whether they like to screen. That's what the scouting report is for. We're going to study not only our playbooks, but we're going to study the scouting report to understand what techniques or tendencies that Tom Brady likes to do that we could take advantage of. We're going to look at the weaknesses of the wide receivers and see what we can do to take advantage of. We can look at the percentages of schemes that were called that they didn't have a great success of competing against, and see if we can duplicate a lot of that. And that comes with, it's not just you going practice and then you putting up on 11 against 11 and let have it. No. It's an intelligence battle that occurs before them players see the field. And that's the same thing as it is in life. That's the same damn thing. The guy that got more intelligence usually wins because he knows more about your faults than you do. And not only that, can he execute on your shortcomings where you cannot on his. The scouting report determines a lot, and whether you're paying attention or not. And remember, they have a scouting report on your ass. So it's all about who is the smartest person, who's the smartest team, who will not shoot themselves in the foot, that will not make the mistakes, who will take it serious, that'll be focused and understanding there's one team, one mind, one goal, and that's bringing home a championship to the region and to the fan base. That's the bottom line. I can't say it no better than that. All right, let's roll on up out of here. And with the chat here, let's keep it going here. All right, line A first. We have to play man this game time with each zone like Drew does. Thank you for that. Jose says Sheldon has to give relentless interior pressure on Sunday. John Thompson, who that to you? Kevin says they have to be strategic with that. He will slice you like a cucumber. Who that to you, John? Bishop, one love, who that to you as well. Much love to you, my family. Appreciate you joining us. Lori, who that to you, Lori? Good to see your family in the chat. Say, can't wait for Sunday. Oh, yeah, that's right. Thank you for that. Good to see you, Lori, in the chat. James said, who that to you, James? He says, my bad, late, Big Q, what's good? The man himself said, borrow time, I respect it. It gave us everything every year we need to make these moves, get the people we need, no more excuses, no more procrastinating. That's absolutely the case. Who that to you, Todd Redu? Who that to you? I see your family in the chat as well. And you're absolutely right, James. I agree with you. That's the quote of the day right there, the quote of the night. Is that you're absolutely 100% right. You have everything it takes to do it. There is no more excuses. And not only that, we've had an adequate enough time to be able to brace this team up, looking at the weaknesses of the prior versions of this team to understand what we need to do as a team to fix the wrongs and improve upon the rights so we can be as close to perfect as we possibly can. That's when it comes down to. The person that executes their game plan the best usually wins the game. We know what we're dealing with. We know, All right. Thank you for that, brother. Appreciate that. Adrian, who that to you? Good to see you in the chat. Much love to you, Adrian, in the building as well. Let's keep it going here. Watch me now. Who that to you? Watch me now. Troy Thompson, who that to you? Troy, good to see your family in the chat as well. Big ups to your family. The Rude Boy 25 said, what's popping, Big Q? What's happening, Rude Boy? Good to see you in the chat, family. Who that to you as well. Ernest Robinson, what up, Ernest? He says, this is the year Drew gonna throw long this year, but I'm concerned about his arm. If it can't take it, I just hope Peyton won't be so bullheaded and let Hill play later in the year as QB. I think Drew Brees was showing people, Ernest, and thank you for that comment, that he can throw the ball. He worked on that all season. I was telling people about that. And then when I say, listen, let me give you some receipts on what I've been saying, that Drew's not the type of dude that say, okay, you see my arm suffering the year before and was struggling to push the ball. that the off season he's going to work on that. He's going to work on, and he did that. He went there, he was practicing, he got in there and started swimming and surfing and doing stuff to, work on strengthening that arm. He worked with his trainer, and the trainer gave him I think it was a month to push this weighted ball 50 yards. He wasn't actually throwing the football, they was using a weighted ball to push it 50 yards, and he showed the guy that he could throw this weighted ball 50 something yards within 3 weeks. So he beat the time frame by a week. That's Drew Brees. You give him a month, he the only needs is 3 weeks, and he's done that. So he's helped strengthen his arm. But still in all, he's 41 years old. You don't want him throwing the ball 10 and 12 times down the field. That's what we're saying. Hopefully, what the depth chart is showing us is that you have 4 running backs, and they're there for a reason. We have 4 running backs, and hopefully that's an indication that we're going to run the ball to help Drew Brees, because we can't put this on his back. We need to win as a team, like I've said. Thank you for that, Ernest. Appreciate that. But I wouldn't be concerned about that, bro. I think we should be okay. But I do know that they're going to use Taysom Hill in there sometimes too, to throw the deep ball with the Taysom Hill package, where that's another thing where he would have to balance that package more, because it was really predictable last year with Taysom would come out and the safeties would come up because they know he's going to run. He ain't going to throw it. You can't do that. If you really want to take advantage of that Taysom package, let him start throwing that ball deep. Let him throw that ball deep and watch how them suckers back up off that line. So hopefully they give him some more throw packages in there and that Taysom Hill packages to really get some excitement with it. So, you can look out for that, but most of the time it's definitely going to be Drew Brees winging that thing. But hopefully in moderation based on the running attack. Thank you for that. Who that to you once again? Watch Me Now says True need a ground game to make the passing game more effective. Rude Boy says Davenport is a dud. I can't go with you on that yet, bro. I can't call Davenport a dud yet. I can't say it yet. I still say that Davenport, he ain't a bust. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna agree with that, because Davenport is not a bust. He's had some issues, but I still say if you incrementally work him in there, I think he'll be fine. That's why I kept saying about getting a veteran edge rusher. And you don't even get the guy to start. You can put him underneath Davenport and share the reps with him like you would do a Clay Matthews or something like that, and blow him in there slowly, as opposed to just throw him in there and say, you got it, now go ahead about your business. No, absolutely not. His history indicates that you want to work with him slowly up there. I'm against any other method, man. I'm against the method that they're about to use, by the way. Throwing him in there and not having, I said a veteran, because you don't have to tell the veteran too much. You don't have to tell Clay Matthews, listen, bro, I need you to go get the quarterback. He did that 8 times in 12 games last year. You don't think we can use 8 more sacks into your team? He knows how to get to the quarterback, and he comes cheap. So, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have that here. You don't have to go and do stupid-ass signing trades to try to land a man with another team. You can bring him in here, put him underneath there, and let him situational rush, and it helps out everybody, brings another veteran to the mix, and it lessens that curve for Davenport going back into it. Because I'm they're worrying about his body, I'm worrying about his mind. As a young player, to keep repetitiously getting injured and you got to keep rehabbing, that's a hard toll, man. And I would hate to see that happen to him. All right, but thanks for that, Rude Boy 25. Thank you. Lori says that's true, truer, my friend. Tramal says Texans playing better. Javier says, with no preseason, I hope these guys are ready to tackle. We'll see. Tori says, okay, Tori, giving a shout out. Rudu says Brady's MO is quick passes. It is quick passes, but we got to cover them up, bro. We got to cover them up. We got to get to them and knock them around, even though. Watch Me Now says no team is more cohesive than the Saints. That's not by accident. No, that's true. They are cohesive. But still in all, where's your cohesion when the playoffs start? You got regular season cohesion. You ain't got nothing in the playoffs. You falling all out of the place in the play. The cohesion dries up in the playoffs. And that's what I'm saying. The thing is, you need a different mentality going forward. We need more focus, and we need to take this more workman-like approach. Like last year, we was playing and jumping around, and it was Club Saint up in there with the Boosie playing in the background, and they playing Smash Brothers and all this kind of. Look, man, get all that up out of there, man. It's business time. We got to take care of business now. Forget all that. We need a workman type approach to get this done. We serious this year. Let's handle business and let's knock these teams out of here and get to the big dance. That's what it's about. But they have a certain level of cohesion, but that's supposed to be ratcheted up when you get to the playoffs. The mere fact that we failing in the playoffs to teams that we're better than it's not head scratching. It's very realistic and shows you that we got some fatal flaws that we overlooking. This is a great team, yes, but when it comes to the big dance, why you falling out of there if you that great? Maybe you're not as great as you think you are. You better switch that and understand that when you play in the playoffs, anything can happen, and you better bring your best game, and you can't hurt yourself with dumbass penalties and turnovers in the playoffs. There should be a no turnover rule on the team. We don't turn the ball over in the playoffs. You make them turn the ball over. That's something you can control. But thanks for that, though. Ernest says 100% the Saints won't make it if they just won't sling the ball around. Murray definitely is the key to the thing. Out of linebacker, front line, then throw with the play action. Thank you, Ernest. Jose says, without two lockdown type corners, I see a lot of coverage sacks this year. Thank you, Jose. Rush Hour says, in order for us to get a championship, we have to do everything you said. Do like we did in 09 or even better. Very well said, my friend. Thank you for that. All right, let's keep it getting on down here. Let's see. Zandel, who there to you, Zandel? Good to see you. John Thompson says, we got to mix things up as well this game. The big boys up front on both sides of the ball. We have to dominate, no doubt about it. You're absolutely right. Inevitable says running the ball masks everything you struggle with. That's true. When you running the ball, man, when you running the ball, then I think that should be something we need to look at doing, because the Saints ain't look all that well in the passing game in the preseason. And like I've always said, it takes about 3 weeks for them to get through that thing. Get that passing game similar to what we accustomed to see it. But you got to get that running game in there. You can't struggle with that running game. You got to make that running game work. And then you can get that passing game off the back of that running game. Bottom line, however you gonna do it, you got to do it. Bottom line. So yeah, I'm in agreement with you on that. Let's keep it going. Todd Reduce says, do you think they downplayed Drew's injury last year like they did in 2011? I don't think they downplayed it. I think what Drew is totally healthy this year. I don't think they downplayed his injury. I think they were more actually honest on Drew's injury more so than anybody else's injury, to be quite honest with you. But no, I don't think that at all. Thank you for the question, Todd. John Thompson says, go out there and take their lunch. Bottom line, that's what it is. It's bully ball. You know what I'm saying? You're on the field. We're trying to win. Let's go out there and dominate. Bottom line. 1, 2, 3, dominate. Hey, bottom line. Young City says, who that? Who that to you, Young City? Good to see you in the chat as well. Let's see. Inevitable says, Kev, I think Davenport is ready, made, but he's just too fragile. If he's been hurt his first 2 years and now he's hurt already in third year, this is what we're always going to get. I don't know, bro. He's getting a fragile tag, and that's to be expected. And that's what I was saying the whole way around. Why I kept talking about the defensive end position, because history repeats itself. That's a fact. And there are things that operates in a cycle. Some people just have to deal with it. Sooner or later, he'll get over it. But sometimes you got to help him. You got to give somebody behind him that could take the pressure off of him. And if you keep pushing them up there and propping them up like that, you're going to get the people, they're going to get the boo birds that's going to come out and call him a bus and saying he can't do nothing, all that. And of course, I know better than that, to know that Davenport is not a bust, and he's a pretty damn good young defensive end, and he has to get to that point. But remember, Danielle Hunter had injuries before you knew who he was, and he was super raw coming out of LSU, super raw. And he exploded into what he was, and I could see a same progression for a guy like Marcus Davenport. The issue is you got to be able to have somebody behind him to take the pressure off of him in terms of sharing playing snaps with him that's just nearly as impactful as he is. And we'll see if the Saints have that type of player on the team, if they have to stifle his minutes. if he's dealing with injuries, you might see his minutes staggered a bit because of the elbow issue. You know, we'll see how it goes, man. But I think he will play, and they'll probably give him a shot or something. But it's not a good sign when, you know, you're a player that's known to be hurt and you're dealing with these injuries. It's not a good sign. You know, so we'll just keep on. We'll just keep looking out for Davenport. But I don't think he's a bust. All right. He said, how does it go? The best ability is availability. That's true. That's true. That's absolutely true. Your best ability is your availability. You have to be there and play. Rude Boy 25 said, we need more discipline. No doubt about it. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%, 1,000, 1,000,000%. Rude Boy, you right on the money. We need discipline, especially in the playoffs. More discipline. He said, well, Q, why we need that? Because discipline will stop you from not knowing where your man is at. Discipline will stop you from getting lost on the field. Discipline will stop you from getting beat on the line. Discipline will give you the ability to communicate to other players around you so everybody will be on the same field, as opposed to them fussing on the sideline because they're not communicating to each other and guys are getting burned all over the place. Discipline will give you the ability to make tackles when you put your hands on somebody. Discipline will let you remember what problems and what errors and what weaknesses your opponent have. Discipline means a lot. Discipline will help you stay on a winning game plan. Discipline will help you stick to a scouting report where you could take advantages of the weaknesses of your opponents. That's what discipline will do for you. Discipline will do that for you. But also accountability. You know, availability, discipline, and accountability is all things that we need a little bit more of in the playoffs. The regular season, I have absolutely, the Saints going to win 12 or 13 games in the regular season. Our virtual simulation that we did over the last several months had the Saints going 12-4. So I'm looking at them at 12 and 13 in the regular season again. But Big Eyes is focused as we go looking at the playoffs. That's where it comes down to. Okay, thank you for that, Inevitable and Rude Boy 25 for that. Kevin says, take all those games out the locker room. JT says, for Scoob, young man, give it to God and ask him for the strength to say in Jesus' name. Thank you, JT, for that. Much love, family. Thank you, brother. Jose says, Tori, you're a good dude, man. Great spirit, brother. Thank you. Also, Rush Hour says, since this is Drew's last year, they're looking for him to fail? No, and that's the thing. Throw it like Drew says, I'm going to let it all go. Throw it to the wind. You got to. That's the mentality that you got to have. Super Bowl or bust means what it means. And that's why I was telling people, this is an urgent year, man. You know, it's a sense of urgency behind this year. And if you don't feel it, you might want to check your pulse. Because people have to understand, Super Bowl or bust mean we playing with a urgency, meaning if we don't get there, if we're gonna fire this ship up, and if it blows up on the way, it blows up. But at least we're gonna shoot for the Super Bowl. We ain't looking for nothing else. That's what Super Bowl or bust means. Putting all of our chips to the table and doing everything we gotta do to win games. That's what it means. That's what Super Bowl or bust means. And we have to remember that, man, and push forward. So we'll see. Mitch LeBlanc says, in 20 years, has Breeze failed? Give him a defense and we'll be 13-3 or 12-4. Now, I don't expect him. Now, you're right, Mitch. Who that to you as well. Please subscribe for our family members that are new to the stream. Hit the subscribe button and join the Great Saint Think Tank. A lot of good common sense people in here. Good common sense people. Join the Great Saint Think Tank. Bring some of that more common sense. We've got a lot of great minds here. A lot of great minds in the building. Thank you for that. All right. Inevitable says, look at Bob Sanders. That dude was a beast, but was always hurt. 985 Law said Mark Ingram was hurt off in first to 3 to 4. Yeah, he was. Ernest says going. Jose says I contacted for him, bro. He's the best cat. Great mentor to the folks. He's missing our TSC family. Yes, Scoob is a great dude, man, and he told me that he'll be back very soon. So just be mindful of that, family. JT said, hey, Q, what's the name of the glass on the opposite side of the line from Cam? What's the name of the glass on the opposite side of the line from Cam? The glass? I don't know what you mean by that, bro. I don't know what you mean by glass, brother JT. Rephrase that for me. Adrian says, hit the like button, dance on it, bounce on it. That's right. Please hit the like button, family. If you please, that helps out a lot. Mitch says, Granderson will wreck this year. Okay, thank you. I hope so, bro. I'm looking for Granderson because I ain't counting on Trey Hendrickson. I'm sorry. I'm definitely looking forward to see what Granderson can do. Bishop says, Sean Payton needs discipline with his play calling specifically in the playoffs. Thank you there, Bishop. Appreciate you as well. Torres says, you're right about him, fam. This month I've got to know him. He's a genuine guy. Right. Corey Kirsch. What's up? Corey says, man, I'm a Saints fan. It's my first time, you dig. Thank you, Corey, for joining us here at the Great Saint Think Tank. Welcome to you joining here the live stream with the Who Dat Nation family. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Helps out a lot. But Corey Kirsch, good to have you in the building, family. Welcome. All right, 985 list says, do you upgrade my membership? I want that. We'll give you all that, fam. We're going to break that down in the next couple of days. Matter of fact, by Saturday, there'll be a way where you can upgrade your membership. We'll open up some more spots. We were supposed to do it. We've just been really busy as of late, man. It's a lot of stuff on my plate right now, and we're doing a lot right now. So, but by Saturday, we should have some more options available for the family members. It's like another several or so that's there. All right. Apply Pressure says, let me smash that like button. Thank you, Apply Pressure. Apply pressure to the like button, families. Do like Apply Pressure says, apply pressure to the like button. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Change my name, ladies and gents. Okay. Thank you for that, bro. I see you. Thank you. All right. Corey says, we're going to the Super Bowl this year. I know that for a fact. I agree with you. Not only are we going, my friend, but we're going to win. We're going to win the Super Bowl, man. No thanks. No doubt about it. No problem, 985 Live. It's all gravy, baby. It's all good. Thank you, Mitch. Mitch LeBlanc joins the Great Saint Think Tank. Appreciate you, Mitch. And welcome to the Who Dat Nation here, family. Home of some of the smartest Saints family. I mean, some really smart people here. You're going to see that when in the upcoming shows as well. So, okay. All right. So thank you, Corey. Appreciate you. First time on here. Much love to your family. Thank you. Hit the subscribe button as well. Thank you, family. Appreciate you. All right, family. So, like I said, family, I appreciate y'all chiming in on this one. I just wanted to jump in here about a minute, about an hour or so with you guys tonight. I know they got some football going on right now for you guys and some basketball as well. We'll be back tomorrow on TSC Unleashed. That's usually a show. It's about an hour long. We do it around 1 o'clock. It pretty much we talk about the NBA playoffs, NFL news, a few things outside of our topics of Saints talk and stuff like that. It comes on at around 1 o'clock Monday through Friday. So we'll have the Friday edition of that tomorrow as well. And also we'll come back tomorrow at an earlier time. Around about 5 o'clock, we'll do another TSC Sports Coma, and we'll open up the phone lines as well as we get ready for some football. We'll open up the previews. We'll do that as well. So it'll be a nice interesting weekend, man. We probably do something Saturday too, family. Probably open up the phone lines again Saturday and getting ready or something like that. We'll see how it shake. We'll shake because we're about to open up a show for Sunday mornings. Will be called the TSC Virtual Tailgate, and we'll explain more of that as well. Hold 'em, hook up TV. Who that to your family? Good to see you in the chat as well. Big ups to your family. Kevin says take a few days off to get some rescue before the season starts. Well, I just came back off vacation, Kev, this past weekend, bro. So I had a few days off and, to sit on the beach and chill with the family and everybody. So, we doing good. Adrian says, Corey Kush, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the Sports Com channel, a.k.a. the Sport TSC. Thank you, Adrian, for that. Much love to you. Hold 'em, hook 'em TV. Big ups to you, Brock Pace. Who there to you, Brock? I see your family as well. So Jose says, Q, are you? He says, Q, you're the best at this podcast. Keep it up, familiar. Thank you, Jose. Much love to your family. Thank you for that great comment as well, family. I appreciate y'all, man. But wouldn't be a damn thing if it wasn't for the Great Saint Think Tank, the Sports Coma family members, for showing love and showing support and bringing great commentary into the building. So I appreciate y'all equally as well. As we get ready to go, man, I like to run our commercials, let the family members know we're just not just a YouTube show. We have an actual platform, man. We have radio, all kind of stuff going on with TSC, website, all kind of stuff. We got all kind of other technology we're working on as well. But we have several pro shops that are available. The links in the description section below for the merch. hats, shirts, over 50 different designs, dozens of hundreds of products are available in the pro shops. We got the latest is Let's Get Another Chip. The I is replaced with the championship trophy there with Who Dat on there. There are hats, and remember, our hats are not paint stamped. They are actually embroidered hats, like the one I'm wearing, the drawless hat. They come in several colors. They come in the solid black. I like the camouflage in my deal, but they got several different colors, sizes, and designs, all kind of stuff, man. We got it going on here, man. And remember, when you go to the pro shops and shop, that revenue comes in and helps promote the platform and keeps it going on stronger and stronger and stronger as we moving forward and forward and forward. So feel free to go to the pro shop and check it out. Like we said, I've got the new shirt, Don't Burn the Beans, which is one of my favorite sayings, which I say when it means don't screw up. Also, living that Who Dat life. All that gear is available in all kind of color, sizes, everything at the pro shop. From small to 4 or 5 large, XL. Man, we got it all available at the pro shop. And also to let you know about the Pro Radio, if you want to listen to our shows on audio format, you can go to Pro Radio, which is Spreaker.com/sportscoma. The link is in the description section below for Pro Radio. You can sign up there and have access to all of our shows. That's the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, Pelican Post Game Report, which is our Pelican show, Ring Kings Boxing World, and Tough Tiger Talk, our LSU podcast, are all available in their audio formats at Pro Radio. Link in the description section. Patreon.com. If you like what we're doing, join the Patreon. You become a YouTube member. That goes and helps out the platform in great ways. We have a lot of content on Patreon, and that only our YouTube members and Patreon champions can see. TSC Q&A, over 20 shows are available there. Over 10 shows from On Q with Big Q, which is available through Patreon that you can get to see. All kind of content is available, and when you become a member, all that's unlocked to you. Go to patreon.com/PRO Media Network for more information. And of course, our sponsor, GetLifeMask.com. You can go there and get GetLifeMask.com, our local sponsor of the show. Pelican, Saints, and LSU masks are available. They're adjustable for the adults down to the children. You can adjust the mask. They also come with a special filter on the inside of it that filters the air. It lasts for 3 months, that filter that it has. It's a pretty darn good mask too. It works really well. If you want to check it out, you can go to GetLifeMask.com. You can use the code TheSportsComa to get 10% off on the mask. So just to let the family members know, much love to the beautiful Black and Gold family members. We appreciate y'all's support, man. I love y'all. Please hit the like button. And once again, big ups to my dog, Scoob, do it. And as he's dealing with a very difficult situation, his mother passed away, man. So that's very hard. So I'm asking all of the nation, and I know he's watching, to give a big shout out to my dog, and our hearts and our prayers are with you and your family in this difficult time. So much love to Scoob and his family on this one. So I'd like to thank all you guys. We'll be back tomorrow with another installment of TSC breaking down what's going on with the Saints. We'll have another injury report. We'll have some more news to talk about, and we'll open up the phone lines as well. So thank y'all for joining us, and I'll see y'all later. Peace, and Who Dat?
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. #1 sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the Sports Coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, Who Dat Nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the Sports Coma.